Fight predictions with your favorite channel. Duh. That's why you're here. Why else would you be here?
Come on now.
Come on, duh. You know what's coming up this week? What do you think is coming up this week? What would make us excited and make my balls tingle?
On April, Saturday.
Hey, get your hands out of there, bro.
Hey, relax.
Relax. Kelvin Gastelum versus Robert Whittaker. Yo, this shit is crazy, my nigga. Yo, we're going to see who's fighting. We're going to see who's fighting Izzy Adesanya next. One of our absolute favorite fighters in the world. Favorite fighters, favorite characters, all that shit. But we're gonna see who's gonna take that. Who's gonna be the next contender for the 185-pound belt. So, if you want to see that, make sure you stay tuned for the fight predictions and comment below. Let us know.
Ladies, you got 10 minutes.
Sour. Pump the champ.
Yo, so this weekend we got a bunch of crazy fights. Let's start with the UFC stuff because that's what I'm most excited about was the UFC, the UFC fights. So in the prelim card, this weekend, first of all, they're competing to fight against for the 185 belt next. See who's the next title contender. Marvin Vettori just won against Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland took that fight on 1 week's notice. After the loss, he took to... Who was the dude that... what's his name? He was the one who was talking mad shit against Izzy. And he beat down Kevin Holland pretty bad. Well, he just held him down. He kept telling him, "No, you too skinny, bro. You too skinny." Anyway, Kevin Holland needs to come back.
Fight?
Yeah, the fight before that. Kevin Holland definitely needs to come back and get back on the win column because last year he got 5 wins in 1 year, and all of them were last minute calls. So this is not something he's been here before, but
it was a good year for him last year, and this year's going like the opposite almost.
Unfortunately, what could be the case is that since he was fighting so many last people, yes, he's high level, but he was fighting so many people last minute that they were like, I'm not gonna say they were throwaways or nothing because he did fight. He knocked out one of the legends. Was it Junior Dos Santos? No. So one of the legends. I always double check myself when I'm doing it, and then I look later. I had it right, and I'm mumbling under my breath. But can you hear me? All right. So he won against some legends, and he went undefeated for the first year and a half, and then he's on a 2-loss streak right now, which is unfortunate. But everybody wants to see Kevin Holland fight regardless. So I'm sure that if he would have taken another fight on 1 week's notice, we'd probably watch it.
Probably.
Yeah. So in the prelim card, we're gonna start with we're gonna go quickly through these. We got Tony Gravely versus Anthony Burchack. Now I don't know a lot of these fighters. Probably in the main card we can get it'll be more familiar, but I don't know who these guys are. But Tony looks like a beast. Anthony looks like a beast too. We got 20-6 versus 16-7.
They literally have the same name. They're just choosing different iterations of it.
Fair enough.
So I got Anthony. That could be either one though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tony. Let's see. We gotta start holding ourselves accountable with this. Zara Fane Dos Santos versus Jose Nunez. All right, now both of them are Brazilian. You can tell by the last name. Nunez is a tougher Brazilian last name because Amanda Nunez, but I don't know if that's her. But she also has a 7-1 record versus Zara, who has a 6-4 record. So
she's not even an unlocked character. She's like a new profile on Skype or something.
You know how you know how the underdog shit goes. So I gotta go with Nunez.
Then this next guy got mad fights.
Yeah. So Bartosz Fabinski versus Gerald. Young Gerald. Now, the thing about Gerald was made famous last fight, unfortunately, for one of the fastest KOs.
Oh, he got knocked the fuck out? Well, my man's 31-14, so he's got 45 fights under his belt.
Yeah, he did. He was going against Kazma Chimaev. I'm chopping his name up, but he was going against him, and they were fighting. They weren't. I'm not gonna say they were fighting. The bell rung. They were both looking at each other, like kind of like, feeling each other out. And this nigga threw the one punch, and it was over. So first punch, it was already over. So I gotta go with Bartos. So Jessica versus Lupita, the women's strawweight division. 12-6 versus 5-0. I'm gonna go with 5-0. You got?
I mean, just the names alone, Jessica versus Lupita, I feel like Jessica get her ass whooped in the supermarket.
Lupita not playing no games. Beat that shit off the boat. In the heavyweight division, we have Alexander Romanov versus Juan Espino. We got 13-0 versus 11-1, which is they're both tough.
Yeah, both great records. It looked like Juan looked like the dude from Snowfall, the wrestler.
Oh yeah. The Spanish dude. Yeah, I know what you're saying. In the women's flyweight division, we got Tracy Cortez versus Justine Quiche. 8-1 versus 7-3.
Quiche. I'm gonna have to say 8-1.
8-1 Tracy.
Going off records alone.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Tracy too because I don't like the haircut, man. All right, next, we're in the main event of the evening. We have in the featherweight division we have Ricardo Ramos. I actually know somebody with that same name versus Bill Algeo. I'm gonna go with Ricardo's just because I know somebody I know of Ricardo's Ramos.
Very similar records: 14-3, 14-5.
This dude right here, the dude that I know, he's shout out to Ricky. He's the guitarist for Trey Songz.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's legit his name. They don't look alike though.
Imagine you ever get beat up because you have the same name as a UFC fighter. Like, dude, that's Ricardo Ramos. Be like, yo, let's go fuck with him.
Yeah. Lightweight, we got Luis Pena versus Alex Munoz. Alex Munoz is a problem. Luis Pena is also on the come up.
I'm gonna go with Luis. They both got good records too.
Okay. In the middleweight division, we got Abdul versus Jacob. Abdul Razak.
He got like twice as many fights.
He's 10-3, 4-1. 4-1-0, not 4.
I want to go with more experience, but then also it's like the person with less experience might have not figured out. They might just figure out their thing. And
make sure you guys are keeping up with us in the comments. If you see that we're wrong for some reason, and we're just make sure you put that in there. Also, put who you guys would think is gonna win out of these two guys, and tell us why we're crazy if we're thinking otherwise. Yeah. In the heavyweight division, we got Andre Arlovsky versus Chase Sherman. Well, I got Andre. I got the Siberian.
50 fights, bro. Well, 52. Yeah. Holy shit! And he's
50. Yeah, 52 with two no contests.
Yeah, but damn, 20 of them are losses.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. But I still got Andre.
As many fights as Chase has done, Andre has lost.
Yeah. So that's just tell you the experience. But he's also has double the wins. In the lightweight division, we have Jeremy Stephens versus Dracar. I love Jeremy Stephens. I've been a fan of his for a long time. Everybody knows Jeremy Stephens has been fighting for a while. But I do think he's coming to the end of his career. Hence the
28-18.
Yeah, hence the record. But the fact that you could tell Jeremy Stephens is still a major player because he would not be co-main eventing.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
I say my boy because I'm scared that if Jeremy loses again, it's
over.
It's going. He's going.
That's tough. You never want to see that.
So I'm gonna go with Jeremy. I'm gonna put my energy towards Jeremy. And for the main event of the evening, we got Robert Whittaker versus Calvin Gaslin. Obviously, everybody knows who Whittaker is. He's a former champion. He's been cooking for a long time until Israel got in the scene. Calvin Gastelum, everybody knows who Calvin Gastelum is because, well, besides the fucking war that Robert and Izzy had, Robert is very famous for the wars that he had with Yoel Romero. Those two fights were arguably could have went the other way, but
yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. That was the fight where Izzy looked like he got stung by a bee, right?
No. I'm talking about Robert versus Joel. I'm just talking about like before.
No, I know. I'm saying when Robert fought Izzy, like
no, that was when Kelvin fought Izzy.
Gotcha.
When Robert fought Izzy, that was that. It wasn't a walk in the park, but Izzy didn't look like he got touched.
I remember one fight where he looked like Will Smith and then Hitch.
Yeah, well, getting to that one, that was Calvin Gastelum, the one person who has given Izzy the toughest time besides Jan now as of present. But even him after the Jan fight didn't even look like what he looked like versus Calvin. No. Calvin and him looked like he looked like he murdered this dude and he just dug himself out the grave and still won. So it was a great fight. But between these two young gentlemen for this Saturday,
I like Robert more, but just based off the fact that they're gonna fight Izzy next, I feel like I'd rather see that war we were just talking about.
Yeah,
go on again.
Izzy had an easier time with Robert because he knocked him out in the second or third round. Yep. This went all 5.
And I always want to see a fight go.
No, wait, did it go all 5? No, I think he stopped him too, but he stopped him towards the 5th round. Like it was all the way at the end of the fight. Yeah, this was like halfway through the fight. This fight and what's his dude's name? Superman. What's Superman's name?
Costa.
We're very similar. But yeah, this has been our fight predictions for this week.
Yep.
Make sure you tune in next week with us to check out what we have coming up. And every weekend we always do fight nights. We do weekly gaming with Murph. Murph is always gaming on Minecraft,
Warzone, everything really.
Warzone. What's Warzone?
Call of Duty. That's how little he knows, and everybody around him plays. Everybody in the squad plays.
I was waiting for you to say Call of Duty.
Yeah, that was Warzone. That's Warzone.
Right.
Anyway, well, yeah, make sure you tune in specifically on Saturdays for the UFC streams because we do them every single week. We actually took 2 weeks off because, well, the UFC took a week off, and then we were also doing some work out of country. Mm-hmm. But this is the first week back. We're excited to see everybody. I know exactly who I'm already going to see. I see you, Granderson. Better like and comment right now when you watch this.
Granderson. Who else be having on our shoe? Damn, there be some girl who was commenting. Anyway, shout out to you.
Anyway, guys, make sure you guys tune in this week and every week. We always go live. Fight predictions every week. We'll check you guys out next time. Tell your mothers to call Josh, Murph.
Leave a comment for what you want us to do next or who do you think is going to get any of these fights if we're wrong. Please. With that being said,
peace.
on to the next one. Peace.